Good morning, everybody. So, today we are going to be working on the legs and with a special focus on the pelvis. So, if you can begin by standing and find a space where you can stand comfortably and make your feet shoulder width apart or slightly wider. And we're just going to start by bringing your attention into your body and starting to feel how your legs are just while we start today, and we can compare again at the end of the class. So take some nice deep breaths, close your eyes and settle your attention down into your legs. Begin to make some really small movements with your hips. Making small left and right or front and back movements, whichever feels easier for you at the moment. And just see how it feels to move your hips today. Breathing deeply in and out. Do they feel tight? Do they feel sticky? Does one direction feel easier than another? Does it feel easier to go to the left or the right this morning? And that movement that you're doing will be highlighting to your brain what is happening in your legs. As the muscles contract and relax to adjust your position, each one sends a bit of information up to your brain, saying, hey, I'm loose, or I'm tight, or I'm working, or I'm not. Now, with your breath still deep, bring your attention down to your knees. Slightly unlocking the knees and feeling how it is to unlock and lock the knees while you're standing. Seeing if you can maintain an awareness of what happens in the hips as you lock and unlock those knees. Are there any differences from left to right? Do you feel one knee is stiffer? My left knee is certainly stiffer today than my right knee. And as you're repeating this movement, just ask yourself, what's happening in my ankles as I'm unlocking and locking these knees? Breathing deep. Now start to load forwards and backwards in the ankles, rocking your body forwards and backwards using your toes and your heels. Keeping your eyes closed as you do these movements, unless you feel unstable, in which case open your eyes. Breathing. And just see if you can really understand how that movement affects the whole lower limbs. That slow rocking forwards and backwards from your feet, your toes to your heels. Notice how your toes grip the floor as you go forwards to prevent you from falling. And notice how your thighs engage in order to bring you back into the center when you put your weight in the heels. Notice how the whole lower limbs work in synchrony. Okay, now stepping and moving your ankles in circles as you step from one foot to the other, beginning to warm up the ankle joints. Circling the feet and extending the toes, stepping, swapping feet, circling, noticing any differences between left and right once again. And stepping and circling. And now start to get the toes involved, bringing the toes up towards your body and down towards the floor. Extending and flexing your toes with your ankle. And seeing if you can explore the direction a little bit, play with what feels good. And swapping, same thing on the other side. My left leg is so much tighter than my right today. Get those toes up and down, up and down. As if the toes were guiding the ankles. And swapping, coming back to standing, feet shoulder width apart. And we're just going to begin to bend the knees, getting the knees warmed up. So bend into a half squat and sink your buttocks down towards the floor. So think about sinking the buttocks down rather than just bending the knees. And you see how that feels a little easier than just sinking into the knees. Good. 3 more of these. 1, this is just a warm up. 2, 3. Good. Okay, coming now onto your calves. So we're going to alternate between lifting onto the heels, so that you're lifting your feet off the ground, engaging the muscles at the front, and then going into a raising of the calf. So we're really trying to work in that rocking motion, lifting up and pointing your toes. We're going to do 30 of these, so get ready to start feeling quite warmed up in the lower limbs. Starting now, we're going to start with a lift. So lift your toes, lift the ball of your feet off the floor, and then come into a calf raise, high as you can. Make sure your toes are engaged. That's 1. Lifting onto the heels, calf raise. 2. Onto the heels, calf raise. 3. Unlock the knees as you do this. That makes life easier. Lifting on the heels, feel free to walk if you lose your balance. 4, 5, 6, and you don't have to do all of them. If it gets too sore, stop. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Keep lifting those feet. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You should start feeling it burning now. 19. 20, nice and high. 21, 22, try not to let your ankles fall outwards. 23, 24, 25, you can do it, keep going. 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Fantastic. Standing, shaking out your ankles. Good. Okay, so hopefully your calves are feeling warmed up after that. And we're going to begin to start working on the balance. Now, we're going to start on the outside of the hips. And in order to do this, I want you to place your hands on your pelvic bones up here and lift the right leg off the ground without bending the right knee and without changing the position of the right leg relative to the left. So, you just lift and you should feel it in your lower back on the outside of the other hip. Lift and hold, and we're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Swapping down, weight on the right leg. Lift that left leg off the floor without bending the knee, keeping that leg next to it, so you're using the muscles on the outside of the right hip now, and holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back onto the other side. Same lift on that left leg. This time you're not going to hold, you're going to swing that right leg. Swinging for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wobbling is part of this. 7, 8, 9, 10. Back to standing. Lifting that right leg and swinging for 10. 1, 2, sorry, lifting the left. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Swapping back. Lifting again. Standing on the left leg, swinging the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wobbling's good. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Last one on the right hand side. Hopefully you're feeling it on the outside of the hips now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And bring back to standing. Give the hips a little shake. Move your hips from side to side. Feel those muscles stretching out as you move your hips as the first part of this movement. So the hips are guiding this left and right shift, slight bend in the knees, and that'll just get these muscles that you've just been working quite hard to loosen and relax and begin to get lots and lots of blood to them so they can start to get stronger and stronger, which is what we're looking for. Okay, bringing yourself now into a lunge position, a nice easy lunge position, and we're going to work rotation in the pelvis here. So the muscles we've just been working and the movement we're just about to do is going to be really, really good for anybody who wants to get into running or wants to just get better at balancing or using their lower limbs generally. So the position is an easy lunge with the back heel off the floor. So you want to be on the ball of your foot on the back leg to allow the back leg to rotate with your body, because we're going to be doing some rotations in this position. Okay, so lunging forwards, and I want you to keep your eyes on the front knee at all times during this movement, because what we're going to do is rotate your whole body in towards that front leg, trying to reduce the distance between the hip on the opposite side and the inside of the thigh on the leg that you have stepped forwards onto. And as this rotation goes in, you will feel it a little bit like squash in the inside of the groin on the front leg. And I want you to rotate your whole body outwards, again, still not moving that front knee, all the way out to feel it stretching on the inside of the thighs. Good, and we're going to repeat this 10 times on each leg and see how we feel, okay? So, rotating yourself inwards, and wobbling is part of this exercise. Rotate yourself inwards, reduce that distance on the front leg. Come back, rotate yourself outwards, keep that front knee stable. Do not move that front knee. It forces that front hip to work. Inwards. And I'm slipping because my carpet here is hopeless. Okay, good. So, inwards. Rotating all the way out. That's 4. Inwards. Rotating all the way out. Try and keep that front knee facing forwards. Inwards. All the way out. That's 7. 3 more. Inwards. All the way out. 8. Inwards. All the way out. 9. Inwards. Wobbling's part of it. And all the way out. 10. Back to center. Bring your other leg forward, step into the opposite lunge, and we're going to start the same thing on the other side, keeping that front leg stable. Back foot on the ball of your foot, heel off the ground. Rotating into that front leg, and all the way out. 1. In on that front leg. All the way out. 2. 3. Keep that front leg facing forwards. 4. 5. If you want to get good at martial arts or hitting or stabilizing your hips, 6. This is a fantastic movement to get good at. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Fantastic. Coming back to standing. Shake out your legs. So hopefully you're all feeling that around the hips, and hopefully you're finding it a little bit difficult. It's a really good thing to be able to challenge yourself today a little bit. And that is a movement that certainly took me a little while to get good at, and the effort is really worth it. Okay, bringing your legs into a wider stance now, so you're feeling a slight stretch on the inside of the thighs. And what you want to do is now we're going to go into some squats in this position, but we're going to take those squats relatively easy. So you don't want to push yourself too far with these, but just make sure that you are loading your thighs and the inside of your thighs, which often get neglected during workouts. So 10 squats in this position. 1. Just go as far as you're comfortable. 2. Make sure you're using your glutes as you come back up. 3. 4. 5. So really thrusting at the end of that movement. 6. Feeling the engagement in the buttocks. 7. 8. 9. 10. Okay, we're going to do 5 more of these. 1. 2, just to really get your legs working. 3. 4. 5, great, coming back to standing. Okay, now we're going to do a couple of lunges, and this is going to finish our legs off with the strength work today. And we're going to do about 10 lunges each side, but we're going to vary the position, making sure that you get strong everywhere rather than just in the same repeated movement again and again. So the lunges we're going to do are starting in the middle. And you're going to step like a clock. If you're stepping 12 o'clock first, you're then going to step 11 o'clock, then 10 o'clock, then 9 o'clock. And that's where we're going to stop, okay? And the other leg we're going to go 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and that's where we're going to stop. So get your legs ready and we're going to begin lunging. So lunging to 12 o'clock with the left leg and pushing back. Lunging to 11 o'clock and 10 o'clock. And 9 o'clock. And then right leg, lunging to 12. Lunging to 1. Lunging to 2. And lunging to 3 o'clock. Good. And back to the right, left leg. 12. 11. 10. And 9. And back to the right. 12, 11, sorry, I'm doing the wrong numbers, 3 o'clock, okay, and back to the left, last circuit, 11, 12, 11, I cannot count today, 10, 9, great, final one on the right leg, 12, 1, okay, I got it right. 2 and 3 o'clock. Deep lunge, back to the center. Shake out your legs. Fantastic. Good, so hopefully you're feeling that your legs have been worked today. And we're going to go into now some balancing work, because this is vital if you want to live longer. Those who can stand on their leg for 30 seconds will live on average 4 years longer than those who cannot. And that's because you're that much less likely to fall over as you get older. So, practicing balance is key. Standing on one leg now, and we're just going to get this leg swinging. And you can swing it forwards or backwards or side to side. I've chosen side to side because I want a little bit more work for the outside of my hips. But forwards and backwards is just as good. And we're going to do this for 30 seconds. Okay? And hopefully you guys are getting your legs really nice and warmed up. So, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, and feel free to alternate. 22, 21, 20, and wobbling is really great. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And rest for a second. Shake out your legs. Okay. And coming now onto your right leg and beginning that swinging for 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. Feel free to alternate. 1, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Nicely done. That is not easy, what we've just gone through, and it really does help to improve your balance, definitely. Okay, so we're going to take a moment now just to work the legs a little bit more in a lying down position. So we're going to start working a range of movement now for the last 10 minutes and work through some really nice stretches for the lower limbs. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring you onto the floor so you've got a little bit more of a view of what my feet are doing and my legs. So what I want you to do is lie down on your back, facing the ceiling. And we're going to start with your knees up. And I just want you to drop your knees with your feet together from side to side. And we're going to do this 5 times each side. And you should feel your hips and your lower back and the rest of your spine really just stretching out in these really pleasant movements to cool you down. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Now bringing your right leg up and placing it over the left leg with the left knee bent. Holding on to that left leg and bringing that up towards your chest as far as you can. Now my hips are very tight at the moment, so I can't get very far. But the idea of this movement is to stretch the glute on that right hand side. And you're holding that, and I want you to breathe for 5 deep breaths here. Relaxing on each out breath. Try and use your brain to turn off those muscles. Really relax into this stretch. Good, bring that down, swapping legs, and with the other side, lifting as high as you can. If it's a stretch, even just putting your leg on the other side, there's no need to lift it. But find the level of stretch that's comfortable for you and that you can hold for these 5 breaths. It doesn't matter if it's less than what we're doing. Really relax on the out breath. Good, and bringing your legs back down onto the floor and straightening out your legs this time. And when your legs are straight, what we're going to do is we're going to work the internal and external rotation of your hips. So try and bring your feet outwards, your toes as far away from each other as they can, and try and push that end of range. And what you should feel is that your back doesn't arch too much. If you're finding your back is arching off the ground, then just try and allow it to relax. And it's not very good at doing this movement, so try and stop it from doing so. And you're going to push those feet into external rotation as far as you can. Bringing them up again and then bringing them into internal rotation. And this movement is occurring at the hips. So I want you to focus on the top of your thighs and feel the movement that's occurring around the hips. And we're going to do about 10 of these, starting now. Inwards, 1. Outwards. Inwards, 2. Outwards. Really push those end ranges. Really find maximum stretch there. Don't push into pain, but do push the comfortable end range. And pain is your body telling you, pushing it a little bit too far. So find what your body can do comfortably. And stretch can be comfortable, it can be intense, but it's a difference between intense sensations and pain. Good. This is number 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Great. Now bringing your knees up and bringing your one knee up towards your chest, hugging that knee, feeling the stretch in the back of the hamstrings, straightening out your leg and putting it down. Hugging the other knee, opening up the spine and feeling the stretch in the hamstrings, straightening out the leg and placing it back down. Same thing again on the other side. Hug that knee, straighten the leg, place your leg back down. Hug that knee on the opposite leg, straighten it, place it back down. Good. Now we're going to work the feet with the last couple of minutes that we have. And what you're going to do is you're going to start to try and work the toes. Working the toes up and down in isolation from the ankles. So I don't want your ankles to be moving at all, just your toes up and down. And really feel the maximum flexion and extension of the toes. If you begin to get cramp underneath the arch of the foot, then extend your toes, really open them up. And this should be happening without any ankle movement. So try and relax your ankles at the same time. And now, bringing the feet up, so using your ankles, bringing your whole foot up towards your body and pointing it away in isolation from your toes. So just notice whether you're able to move your ankles up and down in flexion and extension without your toes trying to help out. And with many people, the toes try and be extremely helpful with these movements and are very active. And it's very useful to be able to separate the movement between your toes and your ankles for movements like balancing or jumping or squatting. And while I'm concentrating on talking, it's very difficult for me to coordinate that, so it definitely requires a lot of concentration. So just pay attention to disconnecting that relationship between your toes and your ankle joints. Good. And last movement today is going to be with the ankles again. And I want you to try and bring your feet together as if they were trying to clap and push away from each other as if the soles of your feet were enemies. And try and clap the bottom of the feet again and then point them away. It helps with this movement if you bring your feet towards your body, dorsiflexing the ankles, pointing in and out. And as you do this, try and feel where the muscles are working. And you should feel it on the fronts of the calves and the lower part of your legs. Good. And move your feet in circles now. And just start to wake them up again, loosening them off, shaking your knees, shaking your hips, shaking your whole lower limbs. Roll yourself onto your side, come up into seated, and come up into standing. And that is where we're going to finish today's session. Thank you very much for joining. I'm going to stick around for a couple of minutes in case anybody has any questions or would like to book in a session with myself. Feel free to turn on your microphone and